Welcome. It's time the Subcommittee on Water Resources and Environment will come to order. Today, we're having a legislative hearing on H.R. 104, Realize America's Maritime Promise Act of 2011. This hearing will give members a chance to hear and review the challenges and opportunities facing America's navigation system, the current and future roles played by our ports and waterways, and Mr. Boustany's legislation. 95% of the nation's imports and exports goes through the nation's ports. Our integrated systems of highways, railroads, airways, and waterways has efficiently moved freight in this nation. But as we enter a new era of increased trade, our navigation systems have to keep pace. This will ultimately lead to further delays in getting the nation's economy back on its feet. In May 2010, the President proposed an export initiative that aims to double the nation's exports over the next 5 years. However, with the Corps of Engineers navigation budget slashed by 22% over the previous 5 years, and the President only requesting $691 million from the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund, the export initiative will not be a success. Only if our ports and waterways are at their authorized depths and widths will products be able to move to their overseas destinations in an efficient and economical manner. Since only 10 of the largest nation's ports are at their authorized depths and widths, the President's budget does nothing to ensure our competitiveness in world markets. Modern ports and waterways are critical in keeping the U.S. manufacturers and producers competitive in the world markets. For instance, America's farmers, like the rest of the economy, depend on the modern and efficient waterways and ports to get their products to market. Improved transportation systems in South America have allowed South American farmers to keep their costs low enough to underbid U.S. grain farmers for customers located in this country. With an outdated navigation system, transportation costs will increase and goods transported by water may switch to other congested modes of transportation. With today's overcrowded highways like the I-95 corridor, we should be looking to water transportation to shoulder more of the load. Unless the issue of channel maintenance is addressed, the reliability and responsiveness of the entire intermodal system will slow economic growth and threaten national security. Thankfully, Congressman Charles Boustany from Louisiana introduced H.R. 104, the Realize America Maritime Promise (RAMP) Act, earlier this Congress. His legislation, of which I was proud to be the 100th co-sponsor, simply ties the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund revenue to expenditures. It would require the total budget resources of expenditures for the trust fund for harbor maintenance programs to equal the level of receipts plus the interest credited to the trust fund for that fiscal year. The Airports and Highways Trust Fund operates in a similar manner. The RAMP Act is able to achieve these goals by declaring that it shall be out of order in the House of Representatives or the Senate to consider any bill, joint resolution, amendment, motion, or conference report that would cause the total budget resources for the fund in a fiscal year for harbor maintenance programs to be less than the level of receipts plus interest credited to the trust fund for that fiscal year. Currently, the trust fund has been raising about $1.3 billion a year, and in its proposed budget, a little less than $830 million will be spent in the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund for dredging. So that's an example. We need to spend it all for dredging. I would like to welcome our witnesses today, and at this time I'll recognize our ranking member, Mr. Bishop, for any remarks you'd like to make.